How many of these roads have your teams mapped so far?
Landscape architects with the Soil Conservation Service of the U.S. Department of Agriculture are helping communities understand how various alternatives will affect the environment.
The Soil Conservation Service is interested in image processing because we can, for the first time, communicate to non-technical people in very technical terms. Our prime intent is that we are planning for and with local people. And image processing gives us the opportunity to really get input from the local people.
Oakland, Iowa, a rural community of 2,000 people, is a turn-of-the-century town with a Victorian past. As industry and young people leave, the town faces an uncertain future. Working with the community, SCS designers used a two-dimensional paint system to show how relatively simple improvements could create a more livable and attractive community.
So we could bring in a crab apple, locate it.
For example, planting trees could beautify the entrance to the main street. Empty lots could be transformed to play space.
We have found there has been interest now in developing some of the older homes that would have just completely fallen down. I find that the imaging that has been done for us gives us a chance to look at what Oakland is and what it can be. And since seeing this video enhancement, my son thought that doing something back behind the building would be a real nice thing to do. And so this summer we went in and landscaped that area. And using the video imaging, we have been able to get many people interested in what we have been doing, what we've been preaching, you might say, for a good many years. I may not be around here long enough to see all these come to fruition, but I've seen a good many changes already, and I think that we are headed down the right trail. We'll have one real nice town here.
In the Luss Hills of western Iowa, SCS is working with local residents to create a scenic highway through 7 counties and to promote economic development through tourism.
The Luss Hills area is important because it represents a formation of the soil that's very unique in the country and in the world. The problems in the future are that of people moving into the Luss Hill area, subdividing it into 3 or 4 or 5 acre plots and building homes, disrupting the fragile structure of the soil as well as the visual resource that's there. Another problem is the extracting of resources from the Luss Hills area, one of which is fill dirt, and another one is gravel and sand pit excavation.
Simulation has helped the SCS team understand residents' visual preferences.
In the first
Black and white
alternative,
photographs
I modified
eliminate
it to show a
bias
water
introduced
feature
by
of
the color of the foliage or the sky.
And as a second alternative, I modified
The
it to
original
field
photograph was
erosion,
altered to add a small
create swale
pond,
in the field.
and then to show healed erosion in a gully.
Create a swale in the field. Many people are more comfortable with seeing an actual image rather than a drawing. It's also much faster to produce, and it's much more easily changed.
Simulated images of the Luss Hills show alternative futures. Residents can then decide on appropriate development incentives and protective measures such as zoning, sign ordinances, and scenic easements.
It's easy for me to create a video or some still images and to hopefully intervene in a situation where there would be a conflict.
Through the two-dimensional paint system, SCS is helping people in small towns and rural areas envision what different crop rotation schemes will look like. Create a wetland. Design a windbreak around a farmhouse. Stabilize a bridge and gully. Control erosion by managing vegetation. And reclaim a derelict stream bank for public use.
By being able to see what is possible, people are then able to give a commitment to something and be excited about fulfilling the project.
At the